Welcome to this pronunciation and vocabulary lesson from the ESL for Architecture series. Today, we'll review essential site analysis terms that architects use to describe land features, boundaries, climate, circulation, and surrounding context. For each term, I'll explain the meaning in simple English, pronounce it slowly using a clear respelling, then at normal speed, and finally, use it in a real architectural sentence. Let's begin. Topography, the shape and features of the land, including hills, valleys, and flat areas. Topography. Topography. The topography of the site required the building to step down the hillside. Slope, gradient. How steep the ground is or how much it rises or falls. Slope. Slope. Gradient. Gradient. The steep gradient made the path difficult for wheelchair access. Elevation. The height of the land compared to sea level or another reference point. Elevation. Elevation. The higher elevation provides cooler temperatures during the summer. Contour lines. Lines on a map that show changes in height on the land. Contour lines. Contour lines. The contour lines show that the north side of the property slopes downward. Hardscape. Man-made surfaces and structures such as paths, walls, or patios. Hardscape. Hardscape. The hardscape includes stone pavers and a small seating wall. Landscape. Natural outdoor elements such as plants, trees, and grass. Landscape. Landscape. The landscape design softens the edges of the building. Property line. The legal boundary that separates one piece of land from another. Property line. Property line. The new fence must be built inside the property line. Setback. The required minimum distance a building must be from the property line. set back, setback. The setback rules prevented the architect from placing the garage closer to the street. Easement, a legal right that allows someone to use part of your land for a specific purpose. Easement, easement. The drainage easement limits where we can place the retaining wall. Right of way, land that must remain open for public access, such as roads or pathways. Right of way, right of way. The city's right-of-way runs along the front edge of the site. Plot, parcel, a specific piece of land. Plot, plot. Parcel, parcel. The parcel is large enough for a single-family home and a garden. Orientation, the direction a building or site faces. Orientation, orientation. Good orientation improves natural light and reduces energy use. Prevailing winds, the most common wind direction in a specific area. Prevailing winds, prevailing winds. The ventilation strategy uses the prevailing winds to cool the interior. Solar exposure, how much sunlight different parts of a site receive. Solar exposure, solar exposure. The southern facade has the strongest solar exposure. Access, the point where people enter a site or building. Access, access. The main access is located on the west side near the parking lot. Circulation, how people move through a building or around a site. Circulation, circulation. Clear circulation paths help visitors find the entrance easily. Approach, the path or route leading toward the entrance. Approach, Approach. Trees were added along the approach to create a stronger sense of arrival. Entry sequence. The experience of moving from outside the site to the main entry. Entry sequence. Entry sequence. The entry sequence includes a courtyard that frames the front door. Drainage. How water moves across or through the land. Drainage. Drainage. Proper drainage prevents flooding near the foundation. Runoff. Rainwater that flows over the surface of the land. Run off. Runoff. The landscape design reduces runoff by using permeable paving. Soil conditions. The type and quality of soil on the site. Soil conditions. Soil conditions. Weak soil conditions require deeper structural footings. Utilities. Basic services such as water, electricity, gas, and sewer. Utilities. Utilities. The plan shows where the utilities connect to the building. Context. The environment around the site, including buildings, streets, and natural features. Context. Context. The design responds to the urban context by matching the neighborhood scale. Adjacencies. What exists next to or near the site or building. Adjacencies. Adjacencies. Understanding adjacencies helps determine where to place entrances and windows. Land use. How different areas of land are used, such as residential, commercial, or industrial. Land use. Land use. The project must follow the land use regulations for this zone. Views, vistas, what you can see from a location, especially attractive scenery. Views. views, vistas, vistas. Large windows were added to capture the mountain vistas. Thank you for watching this pronunciation and vocabulary lesson. If you'd like to keep learning, you can find more ESL for Architecture brochures on Gumroad and additional tutorials, lessons, and guides on my YouTube channel. See you in the next lesson.